Does that look familiar? Ah, yeah, well, it should. It's actually the Pacific Ocean, and it's the Pacific Ocean where I started here, Laguna Beach, California. Victoria Beach here in Laguna Beach, and yeah, I guess it looks the same. 10 months didn't make much of a change, but take a look at the change of 10 months, almost 10 months made here. Yeah, a little bit of a change. Say, I thought I'd come down here and I guess just reminisce about the beginning here, and then let you know what the hello there.
Hi.
Hey, hey puppy, how you doing?
This is
This
Cody.
is who?
Cody.
Hey Cody, say hello to everybody.
Have a great day.
All right. So I thought I'd come down here just to kind of reminisce, and also let you know what I got planned for the future. And I know I hooked you on that last video there about Florida, so I'll tell you all about that, and then kind of give you some updates on what I've been doing since I got back. Not a whole lot of everything. And then also ask you, hey, if you got any ideas on what you'd like to have me talk about on future videos, go ahead and put them down there in the link, or put them down there in the comment section, and I'll do some videos on that. Some people have asked me to do some reflections on the trip itself, gear videos, what I found that worked, didn't work, some takeaways, some tips on doing a long distance or a short distance hike for that matter. So anything that you want me to talk about, just let me know. But for right now, I'll give you an update on what I'm going to do in the future here and all that. But right now, let's go to some place that's a little bit quieter. Let's go inland. Yeah, take a look at that. So it's a little bit quieter here. Inland, I'm in a place called O'Neill Park, which is in Southern California. Actually, my old stomping grounds before I left on the Walk Across America. So it's kind of interesting to be back, you know. But also, it's kind of weird. Somebody told me, that was you, Petra. Somebody told me that after you do a long distance hike like this, it changes you, and yeah, I can say that it has changed me a bit. But enough of that, I'll explain that stuff on a future video. So let me tell you about Florida, and I'll tell you the backstory. A few months ago, before I finished the trip, it was while I was in Indiana, so this was in September. Yeah, September or October. Somebody contacted me on the YouTube channel, and he said, hey, after you're done with the journey, what's next? So I've been sort of kind of thinking about things, but not really too actively. And so I wrote him back and said, you know, I don't know. I mean, people have told me, you know, maybe do the Pacific Crest Trail. And so he wrote back and he said, yeah, you know, the Pacific Crest Trail, that's a nice trail, but there's a lot of people doing it, and there's so many videos, or a dime a dozen. Why don't you think about Upper Peninsula, Michigan, down to Key West? And as soon as I read that, it just kind of stuck to me as one of those, huh. And so as the weeks and months progressed all the way to the end of the trip, I thought about it, and I thought, yeah, you know, that sounds like a pretty nice trip. And also, you know, I'm a firm believer in nothing happens by chance. And so I think it was one of those nothing happens by chance ideas that got planted in my head. And so I truly am discerning that trip, and I think that will be the next long distance trip. So how do you get from point A to point B? So I have done some research on it. I'll show it to you right here. So Upper Peninsula, Michigan, actually I think what I would do is I would start at Isle Royale National Park there in Lake Superior, and then take the boat over to Copper Harbor, and then connect onto the North Country Trail, which spans across the whole part of the Upper Peninsula there, and then it goes down to the west side of the mitten of Michigan. So south on the North Country Trail through Michigan, and then when I get into Ohio, it would be western Ohio, and that would be a combination of the North Country Trail and the Buckeye Trail. And then cross over into Kentucky, cross over the Ohio River. There would be a short gap of some road walking maybe, and then I would connect on to the Sheltowee Trace. And then in Tennessee, there's a bit of a gap till I get over to the Cumberland Trail. And then after the Cumberland Trail is over, don't have that conceptualized yet, but there could be a combination of road walking, maybe the Eastern Continental Trail, maybe a small portion of the Appalachian Trail down Springer Mountain, maybe walking down the middle of Georgia, maybe going over to the coast and hooking onto the East Coast Greenway. Don't have that thought out yet. And then once I get into Florida, maybe down the center of Florida on the Florida Trail, or again maybe making use of the East Coast Greenway along the coast, down into and south of Miami, and then hooking onto the Florida Keys Overseas Heritage Trail down into Key West. And then once I get into Key West, take the boat over to Fort Jefferson, which is on, on Garden Key, Loggerhead Key? I forget which key it's on, but you got to take a boat out there. So it would be so the whole trip would be a island, boat trip, walk the mainland, boat trip, finish on an island, which I think would be kind of interesting. So let me know what you think in the comments there, what you think about that trip. And it would probably be a 6-month trip, only about 2,200 miles. So that's the long-term plan. In the short term, I'll do some local trips in the local mountains around here and out in the desert. Oh, and also too, have to go out to the desert. If you want to refer back to my 2 videos, video number 5 and video number 6, I'll put a link to them down in the description down below. You can take a look at those videos. Video number 5 is when I disappeared out into the desert, and then video number 6 is when I described what happened when I disappeared out into the desert. So if you haven't watched those 2 videos, watch them and you get the context of why I'm going out there into the desert. I won't spoil it here. But I do have to go back out there and pick up some stuff. And then other than that, I'll do some gear review videos like I mentioned previously. And then again, anything else that you want me to talk about or show you, just let me know down here in the comments, and I'll definitely do some videos on that. Now, what have I been doing since I finished the journey? Well, actually I'm filming this video right now, and it's actually fully 1 month since I finished on New Year's Eve. Can you believe that? And it doesn't feel like it's been that long. But anyway, I'm still discombobulated. So what have I been doing since then? Well, after I finished, I spent a week out in Virginia at a friend's house, so thank you very much, Denise. And then after that, I took a train actually from Virginia all the way out to California. It was an Amtrak train trip. And other than that, I've just been staying on people's couches, extra rooms, whatever. So thank you very much, Denise, and Kim and Mark, and Zoria and Javad, and coming up this week, Kelly, and then week after that, who knows. So that's the update on what's been going on. And once again, I got the Upper Peninsula, Michigan to Florida Trail hike planned, and then some other local trips here planned. So I'll definitely let you in on those. And once again, any other ideas that you'd like for videos, just let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you click the subscribe button. Where is it? Down there. And also, when you click the subscribe button, make sure you click on the bell And you got two choices on the bill. You got personalized and you got all. Make sure you click on all so you get all the videos. And I promise I won't make them boring anymore. Blah, 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 blah. So that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Blah, 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 blah.